Harris of MoneyMentor.com, and we're going to look at sunny bands today, the green bands that go on the upper and lower. So we've got the upper outer band and the lower outer band. I'm looking at the Dow monthly right now, Dow Jones, and you can see how oh, and then I've got two inner bands, the blue one or teal or whatever, cyan. So there's inner bands and outer bands, and in a trending market, the market prices will go to either of the outer bands, so the upper outer band or the lower outer band. And in a non-trending market, it tends to go just to the inner bands and the inner bands. Right now, my outlook for 2025 is for it to pull back to this level. So I think we're going to have a little more pullback going on. If I look at the same thing, oh, and the lines that I have drawn here, the orange and blue lines, are linear regression channel. And you can see we're above the channel right now, and I'm expecting at the very least to pull back to the orange line at the regression line area. It's a regression channel. And so I think we've got a little more pullback to go. And then let's look at it on a daily chart. And you can see how we're down here below the below the dynamic moving average, which is the purple and gold lines in the center of the chart. So we're below the dynamic moving average. We've made a little bit of a low and then a higher low. So on a daily basis, that could speak to the market going up to the DMA, dynamic moving average. And so we're going to have some choppiness, at the very least, choppiness. And right here is a previous high, and we've got a gap there on November the 6th on the election results. And I think that it could easily go up to this level before it goes down on a longer term basis. There are Sunny Bands rules on my website, MoneyMentor.com. And the Sunny Bands rules tell you exactly how I trade these Sunny Bands and the DMA. And it's 4 pages of rules. So 1, 2, and 3, and level 3 has 2 pages. So there's only 3 rules to follow the Sunny Bands. I have a little voice thing going on this morning as well. I went to I use TradeStation for my charting platform and my trading platform. And I went last month. Well, no, not last month. Now it's January already. So in November, I went to Miami to the TradeStation's Crossroads Summit, which was a fantastic summit, seminar, and everybody that's written books about the economy was speaking. And first day was called Chaos, and so everybody was all worried about all the things that are happening to us right now. The second day was called Innovation, and it was about all the ways that we have invented things that are going to take us higher and higher. And then I came back with COVID. So I was sick for a month until just the last few days. I was just sick as could be. But I'm well now, but my voice is still weird. So we're looking at the Dow, and now let's see, I'm going to go back to, how do I get the Zoom window up? Anyway, David, if you could type in moneymentor.com so people will know where to find me, that would be lovely. And I am looking for where to find the chat room so I can see, there we go, chat. So I can see the symbols that you'd like for me to look at. Was FTNT for me, or yeah, that was for me. So
Yep.
let's take a look on a daily basis. Here we got FTNT. And we've got on this one, what is this one anyway? I can't read the watermark on the back of that, but this thing is just in a whole sideways choppy period right through here. And you can see that the DMA is almost flat, dynamic moving average. And so it's going to have to break out above this level. I'm going to put a horizontal line on that. So it's got to break out above this for it to be going back up again. But if we look at the Elliott wave count, we can see 1, 2, 3 that has a 1, 2, 3 in it. So the fifth is yet to come, which will take us higher. We'll get that out of there. Let me tell you about the dynamic moving average, or DMA, for just a second. I found out, well, I've been trading for 44 years as of, today's the 3rd, so as of the 1st of January, 44 years. Started trading in 1981 before we had computers to help us do this. And I realized very early on that the MACD and all the moving averages whipsaw. So they'll go back and forth, back and forth. And in the trending times, you make money. And in the sideways times, you lose money. And usually it's more than you made in the trending times. So you end up being chopped to death. And I thought, well, I'm a PhD mathematician. I can probably figure out a way to get around that. So I created a moving average that dynamically adjusts. That dynamic moving average adjusts the links, which are normally inputs to moving averages in MACD. And I created one that dynamically adjusts its inputs. So with every tick of the market, it, in the mathematics, calculates a new length for the moving averages. So it's self-adjusting or dynamic. Some people call it other things, but this is what mine is. And I've had lots and lots of people, and you see them in Stocks and Commodities magazine writing articles all the time, trying to duplicate the work that I've done, and nobody has even come close yet. So go ahead and try. It's secret sauce. It's proprietary to me, but you can get Sunny Bands on my website, moneymentor.com. Okay, NKE. Let's look at Nike. Oh, well, that just keeps going down and down. And we've got what I call an attractor is anything that attracts price to it. And you can see here how the preponderance of price hits that line 2, 3 times before it bounces. So I think we're going to go back down to the attractor. So we've got some further down to go here in the next couple of weeks. And then let's look at a longer term chart. Let's look at the weekly. And you can see there it's still going to that same attractor line, which way back here, I drew that without looking at these prices. So you can see way back here, we've got price hitting that. And here again, it hits it again. Here it hits it and drops below it before it bounces. So I think we're going to come back to this attractor and then decide whether we're going to bounce or go on down to this level, which is the attractor that comes from this drop in prices in 2020. Okay, let's give me a whole bunch of symbols here, everybody. You don't get to see Sunny Bands every day. And this is free information. So let's have a whole bunch of symbols and then I can analyze them for you. If you'd like a free trial of Sunny Bands so you can trade with it for free for 7 days, just shoot me an email, sunny@moneymentor.com. I'll put that in here. So there's my email address. You can also call me. At the top of every page of my web page, I've got my phone number on there, and that's because I like people to call me and I like to talk to traders. And you can, it's my cell phone. I answer it myself, and you can talk to me directly. So I have another indicator I'm going to add to this. I'm going to add study, and we'll put the dynamic moving average histogram on here. Went past it. Right here we have that. And during the free trial, the 7 days. During the free trial period, you do 2 Zoom calls with me where we go through setting up. I'll help you set this up. I have it available for TradeStation, multi-charts, NinjaTrader, and MetaStock now. So if you're interested in getting a free trial on any of those things, let me know and we'll set you up with a free trial. And I do 2 Zoom calls during that time. First one for installation and instruction in how I see it and how I use it. Not necessarily the same way everybody else uses it. People see things that I don't see, and I see things that people don't see. So the first Zoom session is installation and instruction, and the second Zoom session will be live trading in the live markets. So you can see and ask questions. And that's free. That's included in the free trial. This indicator at the bottom is my dynamic moving average histogram. And this measures the difference between the purple line on the moving average and the gold line. And as it decreases, you can see it's going, it was gold on top right here above the 0 line. So we have gold on top, and then it turns red, which tells me it's going down, and it crosses the 0 line and it still goes down some more. And then when it turns green, it tells me watch for congestion and consolidation. And then it goes back up here to gold again. So I use this kind of as an early predictor of weakness. So you can see right there where the gold lines on the histogram turn red. And as it turns red, you can see what happens to the price movement up above. Oh, PLTR, that's one of my favorites. I've got a large holding in Palantir and in NVIDIA that I watch constantly. I love Palantir. And you can see it's just skyrocketed. And let's spread this out a little bit. So on the weekly chart, we are consolidating at the top up here. What does it look like on the daily chart? Still consolidation. But today we're up 5.73%. That's a nice move up. Let's draw an attractor on here. We'll put a horizontal line right here. And we're almost up at that level where we will hit some resistance. And it'll probably do a little sideways gyration and then go on up to the upper outer band. So I'm projecting a price of almost 84 there. So as soon as it breaks through that attractor, I'm going to buy some more. Let's see, MARA. Well, this one's hard. This is a tradable, not an investable, as far as I can tell. I don't know what whoever put that in. Can you tell me what this stock is? Let me know the name of it. You see sideways, sideways, sideways. Here we get a red on the histogram and it touches the upper outer band and drops. That's a sell signal. Down here we have a buy signal which comes in below the lower outer band. Marathon Digital, thank you. Bitcoin miner. Okay. So we have a buy signal and we go up to the flat DMA. Flat DMA means be really careful. And we get a sell signal and drop back down to the lower outer band. Here we come up. The dynamic moving average is still flat, so it goes up and comes back down below it. So this is something that I would trade intraday, do a little swing trading on this one, but it's not something I would invest in for the long term yet. Any other symbols you want? You're welcome. Thank you. All right, let's look at NVIDIA then for a minute. And it's in a sideways congestion period too, although today it's up 4.50%. So we're up over 4%, and I'm watching this area. We're going to put the attractor in again, draw a horizontal line right through the preponderance of price. So I think it's going to come up and touch that level, which is at 148 and change. So we're going to hit that and then drop a little again, and then I'm going to be a buyer. I'm going to buy more NVIDIA. Oh, good. We've got some more symbols. American Express. That's a long-term buy. You can see how it just keeps going up and then it falls back a little bit and up and falls back a little bit, et cetera, et cetera. So this is, as far as I'm concerned, it's a long-term buy. And when it will draw another attractor, you can see how this is the area where the preponderance of price was. So we're going to go up to that level, in my opinion, and probably congest a little bit more before breaking out. And once it breaks out, then I'll be a buyer of this stock, but not until. EME, and that one's moving down here on the short term. Let's look at the little bit longer time frame. We'll go to the weekly, and it's hitting a flat DMA, which tells me it's going to bounce at that level, more than likely going back up to this attractor level at 525. MCore. Do you have any questions about particular charts? Put them in the chat, and if you want to ask me why I have that opinion, then we can review it a little closer. ANET. And this is on a weekly chart again, and this is just a long-term buy and hold. Just keep on holding. So it's hitting the upper inner band right now. Price is going back up. Let's look at it on a daily chart. Okay, so the tractor on this daily chart then for this one is right here. Sunny bands are starting to squeeze inward, which tells me there's going to be a breakout of some sort. The gold line has been steadily on top this whole time, speaking to the long-term hold on this one. And I think when it goes above this attractor on a little breakout, that this would be an opportunity for buying. Ford. That one's not doing so well. I wouldn't be a buyer of Ford at this point, but right here is where the low is on the preponderance of price, and you can see over here we're still at that level. Here's another attractor. So you can see that it's caught between these two places, going up and down, up and down. And I would not be surprised to see it break below that area and move on down a little further. The histogram shows that it had purple on top at this level, and then it slowed down its movement and moved back up a little bit. And now, as it was turning green, and now you can see it's trying to go down farther. Don't forget, you can call me, you can email me, you can text me. Anytime you'd like to talk, just let me know. I'm raising all my prices as of January 1st, which I've already missed. They're still on 2024 prices on my price sheet. So if you want to get in before the price increase goes in effect, now's the time to do it. MoneyMentor.com. How about some more symbols? No more symbols? Well, then let's look at Tesla. Tesla is at an attractor right here. Go back to this previous high, and looks to me like we're going to continue dropping, if not to the lower outer band, which is in this area, then to this area to find support. So we've got some more down movement coming in Tesla as far as I'm concerned. Oh, and if you'd like to join my live trading room, I do a live trading room every day of the week where I trade for an hour with an audience and we talk back and forth and offer opinions and questions. And it's called Trade Along with Sunny. Or here, I'm going to write that in, Trade, if I could type right, with Sunny, also known as Taz. And I have the every day of the week is by subscription only. But on Wednesdays, I offer a free guest pass to TAWS, and you can come twice for free before you subscribe. And it's a lot of fun. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. That's just the way the business is. But last year, we made 482% profit 1 hour a day. That's all it is. So 1 hour a day for every day, we made 482%. I don't know anybody else. Maybe you can tell me. Maybe the option professor did more than that, but that's my track record. So let's see. TTD. And again, we've got down movement in this one. No telling what January the 20th is going to bring. But look there, here's the attractor on all this preponderance of price back here. And we went lower than it, and now we're trying to come up back. So we're working on this as resistance at this point. Purple is on top in the dynamic moving average. With purple on top, I'm expecting lower prices. And I would not be surprised to see it drop back down to this level, which is where a prior low sat. And of course, it hit it right in this area again. MNMD, is that one symbol? MNMD. Yep. And this one, let's look at a longer time frame on this. Let's look at the weekly. Okay. This is just sideways. This is not something I would invest in at this point in time. It had a big run up back here, but so did a lot of things. And then it just cascaded on down, 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 down. A whole long period of consolidation. Pardon me. And now it's trying to figure out where it's going to go next. And because of this prior move down, I'm not expecting a lot from this one. Bitcoin, BTC USD. So right now we've got this flagpole up and a little consolidation going on in here. I expect it to go back up above 100,000 and continue its climb. Let's look at this attractor. I just saw one right through here. So price hits it here, hits it again here, and comes back down. And then we go through a congestion period that is right at that attractor before breaking out and going up. So we could form some consolidation in this area again before breaking out and going on up. Anybody want to see anything else? Let's see what I'm holding. Let's look at Google and Microsoft and Apple. So we'll draw an attractor again at this level. And you can see that price is working on deciding which way to go. Which way shall I go? So I think Google's going to move on up. Obviously, I'm holding it. I want to see it do better. And it's going to have to break through the upper outer band before it confirms more upward movement. MSFT. Oh, somebody said XLE earlier. Let me do that one next. Right through here, we've got Microsoft in a sideways period, and you'll see that the DMA is flat this entire period. I do not like to trade while the DMA is flat because it just means congestion. I call it danger, danger. So flat DMA is danger, and we can see it's trying to come back down to that level on Microsoft. And I can't even count the waves there unless you want to go all the way back here. 1, 2, 3, and the 4 could last for quite some time before it moves on up. XLE. Again, more congestion. This thing is at a flat DMA for this entire period. So you can see here we've got sideways, sideways, sideways. And now it's going to come up to the DMA before it decides which way it's going to go. If it breaks above the DMA, then we've got a quick opportunity to go long. But this thing goes down to the lower outer, up to the upper outer, back down to the lower inner, which tells me it was going to go up at that point, which it did, again to the upper inner band. And now we've dropped back down to the lower inner band. So we could bounce in through here up to the DMA, but I don't expect it to go much farther than that. There was another X. Let's see, XOP. Again, same picture. It's exactly the same picture as the other one was. XLE and XOP are behaving very similarly. KOP. And you can always, with my phone number, my email, you can always ask me about a specific stock. I'd be happy to send you a screen capture of the chart with your symbol on it, and you can see what the Sunny Bands are doing for free. Send me a symbol, and right there's another attractor. Look at that. So see the flat DMA right in through here. If we just draw a horizontal line on that, you'll see we've come to that same level again on the right. So let's see, I'm thinking there's another attractor right there. I'm thinking it's going to come from here back up to that attractor and then more than likely go on down farther. 2 minutes remaining. I just got started. Give me one more symbol and then I'll sign off. Anybody, if you want to see your symbol on Sunny Bands, now's the time to do it. There you go. Thank you. ATGE. And that one's going up. What is this? DeVry Education. Okay, so I think that's going on up. And the only way we can tell where it's going is to look at it on a monthly chart. And isn't that beautiful? So I think we're going to go on up for a little while on this one. One more and then we're done. SPX. I trade stocks on a daily and weekly charts. Dollar SPX. And I trade the E-mini on an intraday chart. Well, it's not working. Let's do SPY. Going on up. It came down below the flat DMA at this point and has started up. I think that we're probably going to, we could either come down to the lower or upper inner band, sorry. So we could come down to that and go up farther, or we could come down to the DMA, which is at 531, and then go on up. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, David. Nice to hear from you, the option professor. And it's been my pleasure to talk with you this morning. So https://www.moneymentor.com